They're now using fat harvested from dead human bodies and using them in their plastic surgeries.
So there's evil and demonic symbolism hidden in plain sight in logos and symbols that we look at every single day.
Construction workers that were literally just minding their own business building a parking lot just discovered a 80-foot dinosaur hiding underneath it.
This ex-CIA agent talks about how there's known extraterrestrials that look like humans walking among us.
Welcome me, sir and madam, to the killer conspiracy.
This happens, human life will never be the same again. Elon Musk just said something at the World Economic Forum that should have everybody like, bruh, what? Look at this video.
My prediction is that there'll be more robots than people. So,
But how do you then?
He's saying in the future he think there will be more robots than humans. That's wow, y'all. I can give you so many reasons on why that will be bad, but I don't need to. You can understand yourself how bad it is. For instance, we don't always go off movies, but like I said, they always pit a lot of things in movies. Just go back to iRobot, fool, and y'all see what happened there. Look at the Terminator. You see what happened there. We already know robots is going to be stronger, smarter, everything more than a human. So if they gain the capability to think and do whatever they want for themselves, nigga, we're going to be the ones getting slaughtered.
Plain sight in logos and symbols that we look at every single day. The Disney logo, 666. And then when they want to use Walt Disney and they do a different D, 666. The App Store logo, it's actually just the Masonic symbol. And the Freemasons G is actually just the Google G. The symbol for Google Chrome is 666. Chrome stands for is Adrena. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm talking about. The CERN logo is just sixes. And then right outside of the CERN headquarters is the Hindu god of destruction, Lord Shiva. This is pretty much the equivalent of having Satan himself outside of your headquarters. Coca-Cola, 666. When cola mirrors itself, you get Baphomet himself. Pepsi, 3 sixes, also with an all-seeing eye. Heineken, inverted, is 666 with an upside-down star. And we all know what an upside-down star symbolizes. Mickey Mouse, MM on its side is 33. Ford, 666. Tesla logo is an upside down triple K hat. Kellogg's upside down, you get 3 sixes. Kleenex upside down, you get 3 sixes. CBS, the all-knowing, the all-seeing eye of Satan. When TV began, the Illuminati and the Masons already had their plan. Time Warner Cable, another all-seeing eye. You don't accidentally create 3 sixes in your logo. Google Play is the exact symbol of the seal of Satan. And you get that none of this stuff is a reach. Like, it's all completely intentional. They do all of this stuff to mock us and put it right in our faces. Everything is in plain sight for us, and it all comes back to
Construction workers that were literally just minding their own business building a parking lot just discovered a 80-foot dinosaur hiding underneath it. Okay, so this obviously sounds insane based off of what I just said, but the crews at Dinosaur National Monument in Colorado were doing routine construction on a parking lot. Just a parking lot. And they hit bones. These obviously weren't just any bones, they're dinosaur bones, and they're saying that the bones that they found are actually really big ones. This has now officially triggered the first excavation at this site since 1924, which is 100 years ago. So far, they're saying that they have pulled out around 3,000 pounds of fossils. They found 14 tail vertebrae from what appears to be the longest dinosaurs that ever lived, and they're saying that these dinosaurs could reach up to 80 feet long. And another thing that's wild about this is they've only uncovered about 20 feet of the skeleton so far, so there's potentially 60 more feet worth of dinosaurs still buried underneath there. Researchers are saying that there could actually be multiple dinosaurs in this one spot, and the excavation is pausing for winter and will resume in spring. So I guess that obviously means this is on pause due to the winter, but I'll have to keep you updated on what they find whenever they finish. A literal parking lot, 100 years, and an 80-foot dinosaur just sitting there the entire time.
Real. I think they are. Does she know? She's telling the truth.
And don't you even think that that's because I'm a part of it?
Are you sure you're human?
No.
Truthful.
And don't you even think
that that's because I'm a part of it? Are you sure you're human? No.
Truthful. Like a broken record on repeat, how many times have I said this myself? Should we say it one more time? Karmic retribution is a system they believe in, and they have to tell you in some way, whether it's subliminal or to your face, and disguised as comedy, but they have to tell you their plans and they have to tell you what they're doing because they believe that bypasses karma for the wickedness and the things that they do. But try explaining that to a sea of sheep and get a better response talking to this battery.
I know they say Roblox is a kid's game. This is definitely not something a kid cooked up. Yet it happened. Someone has recreated Epstein Island within the game Roblox. They don't steer away from anything. What's really eerie is it is incredibly accurate. Have they taken this down?
So the footage from this one is down. There is a second version that's basically a replica of that exact game still up.
Someone's created another now, so this is just going to keep happening.
At Walmart again. I'm telling you, you can go up and down this meat aisle. Just pick anything out. Look through it a little bit. Pick anything out. Let's go weigh this one on the scale. They're saying this ham here. What is it? Kentucky Legend ham? They're saying this ham right here, this little bitty ham, is 5.34 pounds. Let's take it to the scale. It's a good thing they put these scales in here so we can keep Walmart in check. Let's check this out. 2.25. They were trying to get somebody for $25. $25.59 for this. How many in here are off? How many in there are off? Start digging through here, see how many in here are off. If I was unknowing, I was in a hurry, I just grabbed that ham and threw it in, it would rang up $25. I literally spent about 2 minutes in here. I started going up and down through things, looking at stuff. I found this in 2 minutes. Check your meat, folks.
This
Walmart.
is insane. This kid right here got the first ever non-blurry alien footage. I'm telling you, this is some crap. But first, the news is at it again. They are airing a football type UFO thing on the news. You know what it means when they're reporting on something, right? Everyone's trying to say it's Project BB, right? Well, the news says that as well. So obviously they want you to think they're holograms. Wonder why? We'll get right back to the guy's footage in a second. And we'll also go over what I believe they are.
It's not weird, but I just had some hat underneath my wing, maybe.
It's just amazing that it's happening at the time of the Dior bags, which are still in the sky, just no one talks about them no more. Now what you really want to see.
I saw the alien and I recorded it on my TV with a tripod because I recorded on that camera and I can't get off the disc.
This is just the first clip, but wait till you see the second clip when it's out in the open and super tall.
Can you come out of the grass?
Notice how it ran away when he was talking to it. It's right here. He's about to zoom in so you can see it better. And it matches the description of everyone who's been abducted.
Crap.
I don't know, guys.
What do you want?
Pretty bizarre stuff.
Erica Kirk. Another Erica Kirk. Same exact name, same exact spelling, both political wives, both married to outspoken Republicans. Current Erica is nicknamed Miss Arizona, and the first Erica was nicknamed Madam X. People called the first Erica Kirk Madam X because they say she just kind of showed up out of nowhere. Both have striking blue eyes and blonde hair. They even do their eyeliner the same, and personally, I think they have the same face structure. The first Erica Kirk passed away now, but was from Palm Beach County, Florida, which raises another huge red flag. If you've been following my videos, you know why. I don't want to tell you guys what to think. I'm simply giving you the information. Do you think these are like all coincidences, or is there something
International else? Airport, talking gargoyles, bro, they putting it right in our face.
Hey, I'll give you $100 if you come sit here in my place and let me take your flight out of here. Hey, excuse me. Can I borrow a phone? Mine's been stuck in airplane mode for about 6,000 years. Tinder account for me? Sitting here gets pretty lonely. My knees are killing me. Sitting like this for thousands of years will do that to me. Hey, Frank! Frank, is that you? Oh, I'm sorry, I mistook you for another gargoyle.
I flew in and out of Denver before. They got Freemasonic plaques in there. They got a weird mural, like, they said they're playing into it.
putting in your
She's gone viral online for filming herself cleaning abandoned graves. At first glance, it seems like a noble thing to do, but the way she does it has terrified thousands of people around the world. She doesn't just pick up trash and polish headstones to a shine. She spends hours in cemeteries, sometimes even staying there at night. Many viewers quickly pointed out that cemeteries are places with heavy energy, and spending so much time there can't be harmless. At first, everything looked relatively normal. She washed the gravestones, swept the paths, and leveled the soil. Then she began bringing flowers to the graves of complete strangers. But when children's graves appeared in the videos, things became even more unsettling. She would take dolls and stuffed animals home with her, carefully wash and clean them until they looked perfect, and then return them to the cemetery. But the creepiest moments came later. In one video, she was cleaning a grave late at night when the flowers suddenly fell out of a pot on their own, without anyone touching them. In another clip, a shovel stuck in the ground unexpectedly moved, as if something unseen had brushed against it. After that, subscribers began begging her to stop. People wrote that the videos genuinely made them feel uneasy. One of her videos was so disturbing that many say it's better not to watch it at all. If you want to see for yourself, just search for
The Clean. Is claiming to be run by Anne Rice's vampires. You've got Lestat, Armand, Marius, and Louis. This is probably just like roleplay, right? I was curious because other people had told me, no, this place is legit. This is real vampires. And the thing is, when you talk to people online almost every day for almost a decade and they don't waver from their story, eventually you get into a weird emotional place with it. Maybe I'm an asshole if I don't believe them, right? I was one of the younger people on this forum. I think I was about 16 when I joined. But then there were members who were up into their 60s, people who were older than my mom, were telling me, oh no, they're really vampires. I've met Lestat and Louis in real life. You have to believe that this is real. Louis has come to me and played the piano in my house, and like I've seen supernatural things, and it's really all true. The more stories I heard and the more experienced people than me were like telling me like, no, it's all legit. Yeah. I started to entertain the possibility, in part because isn't it just more interesting? Like, isn't it just more fun? And at the time, I didn't see that there was like a risk, and I didn't see that there was a darkness there. I just really wanted there to be something magic in the world. Right. And I really
fat harvested from dead human bodies and using them in their plastic surgeries. They're using them for BBLs, breast implants, facelifts, you name it. Check this out.
Many of us in New York City are very excited about this, particularly because our patients are sometimes very thin or maybe have already had liposuction. Alopecia is cadaveric fat, so it's fat that has been donated from a person who passed away, and then it has been cleaned of any genetic material and then placed into a syringe. So it's sort of off-the-shelf fat. You can use it in any part of the body. It is going to be approved for the face, but right now it's just for the face.
So they call this aloe clay, and this just hit the US markets last year. Only 5% of plastic surgeons actually have access to this, and they're oftentimes running out of this supply of human fat that they're harvesting from dead human cadavers. A part of me thinks that there's a dark side to this. I mean, we know there's a very dark side to the organ harvesting industry. I think it's about time we look into the fat harvesting industry. Honestly, this is just disgusting, and if you get this, I think you're weird. Just stick to
world we're in. I've noticed a pattern in what is being represented. People think that this stuff is just a game. There is a reason why you see people dressed up as Satan, not just, you know, like Satan slipping himself in a little bit. No, full on visuals of Satan, people dressed as Satan, you know, dressed as a demon, got upside down crosses all on their clothes or pentagrams on their clothes, and people are just like, oh, that's funny, it's, you know, we're making fun. No, there's a reason why the entertainment industry is doing that, y'all.
What you just heard is the truth about what's being done to you. The problem is, you don't even realize it anymore. All those music videos where celebrities dress as demons are no longer just costumes. The goal is to make it feel normal so it no longer shocks you. Take Doja Cat. Her radical transformation into a demonic figure for her Scarlet era is not an artistic choice. It's a message. We see filmed rituals, shaved heads, and disturbing imagery sold as pop culture, and she's far from the only one. Sam Smith crossed a point of no return at the Grammys with a Red Mass-style performance that went viral. Lil Nas X went as far as selling shoes, some allegedly containing human blood, marked with a forbidden number. Then there's Madonna, Ice Spice, and Playboy Cardi with his Baphomet imagery and tattoos. The list keeps growing every day. They are counting on your blindness. They want you to think it's cool or provocative, while making sure these dark frequencies settle into your subconscious. This is no longer entertainment. It's an open-air ceremony. How many more signs will it take for you to understand that this is no longer just about entertainment? If you refuse to look away too, share this video immediately and tell me in the comments which celebrity you think has gone way
mushy mush. And the best part is there's nothing you could do to stop it. I mean, what are you going to do, turn off your TV and your computer? Once your brains are reduced to a cottage cheese like mush, we'll scoop them out with a melon bowler and gobble them right on up. Oops. I think I'm drooling a little. Because we're aliens. And that's how we roll. Hulu, an evil plot to destroy the world. Enjoy.
Stay with me here, because this matters. This ad aired in 2009 at the Super Bowl, one of the most watched broadcasts in history. It's delivered as comedy, voiced by a celebrity, framed as exaggeration. But listen to what is actually being said. And then he says the quiet part out loud, that there's nothing you can do to stop it. What makes this uncomfortable is that this idea already existed. By the 1960s, researchers were already warning about heavy TV usage. Later studies showed that prolonged exposure rewired how the brain
fingered mummies. And for that episode that you did was probably my favorite. Man, when you guys did those scans of those tridactyl, whatever they are, alien looking things, and you see the ligaments and the bones and the tendon structure, and you're like, okay, that's a real thing. Like, this is a real being.
Yes.
Now that we know that these they physically exist, well, they can be studied. Like, you could take some genes from them. We could find out what these things are.
I think that's being done.
Who would look at those tridactyl mummies and not go, oh my God, we need to get our brightest minds on this? Because if this thing existed with us, slender things with big heads and large eyes, which is exactly what that tridactyl mummy looks like, we might have actual evidence that there's another species that shares this planet with us. What was it like?
It was insane. I think it broke my brain a little bit. I think this whole year's been like a process of my brain breaking a little bit. It was like an affront to like everything I'm used to seeing. And even me, because I like systematically, like you, like look into these things. Being there was freaky.
Encountering an actual mummy of a life form that seems to be exactly like the beings from Close Encounters.
100%. And feeling so unqualified. Being like, why am I...
CIA agent talks about how there's known extraterrestrials that look like humans walking among us. Wait till you guys see this. Listen.
There's a cognizance, I believe, within the intelligence community, particularly CIA, that there are humans among us that might be more extraterrestrial than human. And how do you identify them? That could be a major factor in why they were interested in that. And there's also the, I guess you would call contact tracing of like who's who.
Right.
And so what they did reveal that there was an interest in certain families.
How would you understand families?
I understand families to mean bloodlines.
Right.
That they were interested in certain bloodlines going back to
ancient times.
Who knows? Ancient times.
Wow. What do you guys think about this? Leave a comment below.
Unsolved Mysteries, and it's only that because of the picture that relates to the story.
Oh shit.
But it looks like she's wearing a mask, but she's not wearing a mask.
She looks like an alien.
Okay, yes, but back in February of 2004, there was this 68-year-old elderly man who was just shopping around this Jusco shopping center. It's basically like a Japanese mall, and it got to a point where he had to take out money, so he went to one of these ATMs. Takes out money, but then out of nowhere, this woman who's cradling a baby in like one of those chest harnesses basically approaches him, but it looks like she's gonna go around him, but she bumps into him, and then he gets startled, he gets shocked, and then the woman starts touching all over his body, trying to look for the wallet, because because she was around the area just eyeing to see who would be an easy target to rob. She finds the wallet with the money. She takes it out, right? And then like a altercation ensues. Once she realizes that she's not like able to take the wallet, she starts screaming out, "Thief!" So automatically everybody's attention goes to them. And she's carrying a baby. Everybody thinks that the guy's the problem. Like he's the one trying to steal from the lady.
Yeah.
So 3 regular bystanders, they basically pin this guy down, letting the woman go and call the cops. All while the man is screaming, pleading for his innocence, but they just don't buy his story. They had him pinned down to the ground for like 20 minutes, and as more cops arrived to the scene, they noticed that the man wasn't looking too good, so they called an ambulance, but it was already too late. The situation causes blood pressure to rise due to the stress and abuse from the cops, which caused the heart attack. And without a single testimony of the woman or them doing a thorough investigation, they still convict him as a criminal. The next day, some cops that weren't at the scene, they kind of found the whole situation suspicious, so they went back to the Juscos, right? And they looked at the CCTV footage, and then they see that the woman was the one trying to rob him. And as they're looking at the footage, they see her with the baby, and then they wait till obviously the lady shows her face on the camera. But when they first see it, they describe it as like a not human looking face, and they end up releasing this footage like a year after the guy died, and only because of how, I guess, creepy the face looked, and they didn't want to alarm any civilians. And also there's like a thing in Japan where in certain cases, if CCTV footage is not needed, they just don't release it because they like to keep things private. Now the only reason why I talk about this is because while they were looking at the CCTV footage, they never seen her enter the mall and any camera, and they never saw her leave the mall. So it's like she vanished
by Google. Joe Rogan talked about this. It's a computer chip. It can travel to different dimensions and process calculations faster just because it doesn't think like the human mind. It's like a quantum computer.
So it can think ahead?
Yes. And it can do calculations faster.
In benchmark tests, Willow solved a standard computation in less than 5 minutes that would take a leading supercomputer over 10 septillion years to solve, far beyond the age of the universe.
But one thing that you talked about, remember that aliens spotted in the Miami Strip?
Yeah.
This is crazy. They're saying that theory, the only reason why that happened was because they tested that chip on the same day.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, as the Miami incident.
Oh, what
so they're saying if you can jump dimensions, it just opened a little portal. Other things came into the real world, and that's why they can't explain it. Why do you think it's not covered? Because, Miami didn't know what the hell that is, and it just disappeared right away. Maybe that's because the computer right after closed. That's all that it needed.
The CERN facility in Switzerland with their Large Hadron Collider doing some weird stuff again, messing with the timeline, maybe? Because I got to tell you, I made a video a few days ago talking about a thing seemed extremely strange to me. My sleeping is off, my eating is off, everything just seems a little off in life in general. And through multiple platforms that I put that video on, over 100 people agreed with me that they feel the same way. Then today I see this. Some private investor gives $1 billion to the CERN facility towards a future collider. Yeah, they want another one of these things. Usually people don't invest $1 billion unless they're going to get it back somehow, plus some. So is the CERN facility doing things right now that's messing with everybody's timelines? Making life feel off, maybe just a little bit, or in other cases, a huge bit? So I'm telling you, when I saw that article, everything clicked for me. Whenever they fire that thing up, I swear to God, things just seem to change. Now look, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm wrong, but I know how I feel.
If you want to prove the moon landing is fake, you can prove it in one photograph. The photograph on the right cannot be duplicated in sunlight. They're intersecting at 90 degrees from objects 5 feet apart. That would prove it in a court of law, as well as the footage we have of them faking being halfway to the moon, that they didn't go to the moon. That's all the proof you need. It's right there. People deny the evidence over and over again. They made a god out of it. Mm-hmm. You can change the hat on who shot JFK and why. It's still a tragedy. This is a positive lie, and people do not want to give it up. One of the saddest lessons of history is this. If we've been bamboozled or lied to long enough, we tend to reject any evidence of the bamboozle. We're no longer interested in finding out the truth. The bamboozle has captured us. It's simply too painful to acknowledge, even to ourselves, that we've been taken. Once you give a charlatan, like the federal government, power over you, you almost never get it back. And Mark Twain said, it's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Today I'd like to bring to your attention a potential fraud on an enormous scale happening in York County. There's now clear evidence of NASA using numerous methods to grossly mislead the public about astronauts being on the International Space Station. During interior ISS scenes from NASA's own live feed, the use of wires, harnesses, green screens, and virtual reality have been detected to achieve the appearance of a weightless environment. This begs the obvious question. If they're really up there, why are they using Hollywood techniques to fake the footage? Are they in space or are they underwater? Now, what's really interesting is that they train for spacewalks in an underwater pool with a complete ISS replica. Now, surely they aren't filming these spacewalks in an underwater pool and then editing them to appear if they're in space, because that sure would be something, wouldn't it? I'm calling on the Brevard County Commissioners to open a full investigation into NASA's fraudulent practices and use of taxpayer dollars. It costs NASA $3 billion per year to operate the ISS, and if they don't have a darn good explanation as to why they're faking these videos, I and the public would like a darn good explanation as to where our tax money is going. It is our duty to expose and eliminate this fraudulent and astronomically wasteful ISS program. And look, I know what you're all thinking. NASA is part of the federal government and you're just county commissioners. Even if what I'm saying is true, what can you do? But let me remind you, not only is this happening in your county, as public officials, you have the platform and the ability to make a statement or hold a press conference, alerting the public, state, and federal authorities to investigate further. You have the power to start the conversation. I look forward to the day that $3 billion annual budget is put towards our veterans, our homeless, maybe some of that mental health stuff the young lady just spoke about, and the revitalization of
NASA made a deal with Nikon conveniently right before the last solar eclipse, and shortly after they discontinued the P1000, which is what you're seeing right now, commonly referred to as the Globe Buster because it can zoom in on ships that have apparently gone over the curvature of the Earth and it brings them back into perspective. How convenient is that? I think a big reason that they did this was because people were able to zoom right in on objects that are apparently 235,000 kilometers away. Does that look like it's 235,000 kilometers away to you guys, or does it look a little bit closer to the Earth? Like the same size of the sun, the same distance away, just the way we observe? Maybe that's why they discontinued it. Or was it because people were exposing what stars actually look like, zoomed in, but we're told that stars are billions of light years away? How can we zoom in that close on something that is billions of light years away? How is that possible? And when we zoom in on the stars and we kind of see that the patterns that the stars do and how they twinkle in the night sky, twinkle, twinkle, little star, they look very similar to water reflecting in a pool. This looks like water and frequency, just like this right here. This is the sun reflecting in a pool and giving this reflection. It's the same thing. It looks the exact same way. Buddy's going to kick it right here. My boy Clark, he's going to kick it and you're going to see it's the same thing, guys. Water's above, as above, so below. Ships do not go over the horizon, over the curvature. The Earth is as flat as a pancake. The P1000 proves it, and this is why it was discontinued. You got to stay awake and stay aware in this life. Read the Bible, observe with your own eyes, and you will find the truth. And the truth.
What is up? What is up? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day, whoever you are, wherever you are. I always say, stay to the positive, never to the negative. Always remember that. Go up in the day, baby. You play, you only get one life to live. You better live it for today. That's facts. Stay ablazing, stay amazing, stay true, stay you, no matter what you're doing.